I'm watching the moon right now. I got a little bit of a good vision I'm going to show you. I got a real good look at it. And I was thinking about the Tosafot Yom Tov Heller from the Heller family. And the Tosafot Yom Tov, he was interested in science. Tycho Brahe, look him up. So one of these scientists, they're cataloging what's going on, stars, galaxy, gravity, Newton, you know. And the Tosafot Yom Tov was clearly, everyone knows, he was interested in sciences, and he felt that it was important for being a Yid and Torah. Because if you look at the Torah, that's what it is. It's a science. It talks about the creation of the world. So here's the question. We already know the whole thing. The Vilna Gaon wanted people to study science. Lakewood, they don't do that. They don't have any shaykhs to it. So what's the story, really? What's the deal? So the answer is, forget about science. Go to the core a little deeper. Those people who are not interested in studying, I just thought about this, and this is the thought I had when I looked at the moon. Those who are not interested in studying about things that the Tosafot Yom Tov studied and was interested in, they're also not interested in studying another Yid. If you're not from their Ada, you're like, if you're more like you're Satmar and they're Litvish, or you're Lubavitch and they're something else and you're not converting them, b'chlal, to study what other people believe, not coming and dropping sichos on people. If those people who are not interested in science and not interested in studying are also not interested in other Yidden, other Frume Yidden other than themselves in terms of different types of the way they connect to Hashem, what do they believe? Do they believe in Malachim? Do they believe in Shadim? Do they believe in Shittuf? Do they believe in spiritual Shittuf? Because there's mundane Shittuf everybody knows is true. When an ambulance comes and saves someone's life, automatically that Shittuf is good. But if it's a guy hanging on a cross, no, that's no good. So that's another thing that I'll get onto. It's about Shittuf and about Christianity. It's very interesting because it goes in line with Poskim and Kabbalah. And Poskim and Kabbalah and the philosophers like the Rambam and the Ibn Ezra kind of mark a very golden age of Judaism. And the rest is a bunch of idiots screaming, throwing rocks. That's really not... It's important. We have to remember that people throw rocks because they don't have anything better to do and they didn't have an education. It's just as important as studying the Jewish philosophers and the great Jewish Poskim. It's important to study the guys who light garbage cans on fire. Charedim, anti-this, anti-that, and, you know, very narrow-minded. It's very important to know about them and to study them. They're not interested in the existence of another Yid that doesn't believe like them. Here's another Nakuda that's interesting. I was showing a video of the guys getting kosher bracha from the Rebbe. It's an act they do, where they put the chair, the red chair, on the table, and there's wine, and they pretend like the Rebbe is a ghost, like the Rebbe is ghostly. Ghostly means a non-body, but a spirit is there. And the spirit of the Rebbe is there, and they go by and they get the kosher bracha. This is, you know, we're now in the year 2018. The Rebbe passes away in 1994. So this is a whole new generation. And I look at it, and I think to myself, look, they may not be exactly the mainstream Chabad or the elites, but these guys are, people over here knocking away. These guys who are going for the kosher bracha, these are direct products of the Lubavitcher Rebbe. Nobody else did it. It's not David Chase, it's not Chesky Melamed, it's not Simon Jacobson, didn't create this group. The Rebbe needed guys to yell that he's the king and he's the Nasi, and he needed believers and followers and gullible humans and spiritual suckers. No wonder he made college and university outlawed for the suckers. He never outlawed the college. He never for elite bachrim like Chassidish guys like Eli Poltrak and Maimid Kirschenbaum. Those were guys who were very Chassidish, very into it, but they got their bracha to get educated. Why? Because the Rebbe knew that he can't send them to a street corner to do nothing. They're not going to buy it. But the regular bachrim, the Rebbe had it, so Ketlarski can make a roll call and say, we have a guy in Timbuktu. What do we need a guy in Timbuktu for? We need to fix Crown Heights. That's the Pella of the Lubavitcher Rebbe. Could he fix Crown Heights? Could he clean up his own act? So not to give Musar to the Rebbe Chas v'Shalom, but so that's the Nekuda. So a very nice girl, a daughter of a shliach here in California, she says to me, "Why did you post that video? It makes us look bad." Or it doesn't make us look bad, but you're showing the bad of us. The video of the guys going and getting the ghost kosher bracha. Not only is the Rebbe not there, which I don't mind, there's no problem. Let the spirit be there. I have no problem with that. That's what religion is supposed to be, imaginative. It's supposed to be about shadim, ghosts, angels, and spirits, and gods, who are also spirits of some sort. But they weren't even taking wine from the Rebbe. They weren't even getting the kosher bracha poured in. L'chaim, l'chaim. And that I found to be interesting. What do they need the Rebbe to lift the glass? The pitcher, the Rebbe never lifted the pitcher. It was unique. Anyway, that's not the point. Here's my answer to the girl, and it's very serious. She didn't really follow up, because they don't train the girls in Beis Chana here how to think. So she didn't follow up. It looked like I was talking at her, not talking to her. Like, listen, hear me out. These Sfatim are part of Chabad, and they're part of society. The fact that they weren't educated doesn't mean they don't have a social security number and they don't have a green card. The fact that they're lining up and making a fool of themselves, first of all, I wait in those lines, because for me it's a mystical experience. But I go back to my house and I don't keep kosher, I don't keep Shabbos. But there's a lot of Tzfatim. There's a lot of Tzfatim that do keep Shabbos, that also don't keep kosher and Shabbos because the Rebbe told them so. It's a direct from the Rebbe. Mrs. Kanevsky with the Meshachist campaign, with eating on Tisha B'Av and Yom Kippur. They didn't get it from Lakewood, and they didn't get it from Satmar, and they didn't get it from Moshe Kotlarski. They got it exactly from the Rebbe. It's in the Sichos. The Rebbe liked to confuse people. He was very good at it. If he wasn't good at it, he would not be a famous guy, having modern people from Manhattan come and line up for brachas, telling him, "Could you give us a blessing to become rich?" when they're already rich, imagine. And have the poor Bachram think that this guy is a magical man from the sky. How do you play it like the Maggid? There was a story about a Maggid. He came to a town, he made half the people laugh and half the people cry. So he said, how does he do it? He went like this, and he stuck out his tongue from the other side, like that. So half of the people laughed. So the Rebbe had the rich people laughing, and the poor Bachram are crying, Ada Yom Hazeh. How did he do it? The poor Bachar thought he's not allowed to go to college, and Shaya Brain is screaming at 770, 18 minutes walk! And meanwhile, Shaya Brain himself didn't go to study, he didn't get his smicha, so that's why he hates college, because college and smicha, where did smicha come from? It came from the universities. Smicha is not a Jewish thing, it doesn't come from Moshe Rabbeinu. You can make believe, Samach Yada, Rosh Ha'olah, but that's putting your hands on top of a cow. That's not about smicha, actual academic, where you get a certificate hang on your wall. So I explained to the girl, these people deserve the right to be recognized. Imagine Chabad about 100 years ago, if some encyclopedia didn't want to write about them because he thought they're a bunch of crazies. These are human beings, they share a human experience. If we don't reach out to them, and my specialty is that I reach out to these mufshits, and I speak to them, and I explain to them that whatever you believe, it's not Judaism, it's your grandmother's belief. Judaism is a very rich and respected religion, you know. We don't know what Judaism is. Maybe it's Donald Trump and Friedman over there building an embassy, and then you have Zalman Volovic come, and the Rebbe never gave his bracha to that kind of thing. Ethiopian girls singing, the Rebbe would have a heart attack. He hates the Ethiopians and he hates girls singing. So the point is that the Meshachistim are human beings. Don't look at them like Lubavitchers. Don't look at them like they're crazy. Look at them like humans that were born to parents that didn't know that education is important and sent them to 770 thinking that Hashem will be happy. Hashem will be happy. If Hashem will be happy, if anything, send them to Lakewood. They'll let them learn some Torah, and then they could always come back and learn some Lakutei Sichos, and like I do, sometimes I dip in with the Meshachistim and I make them happy. Thank you for watching Shane V'chamishi. Have a good Shabbos.